Hi, welcome to a new chapter, the nervous system. The nervous system is a part of body that coordinates its behavior and transmits signals between different body areas. In simple words, it can be said as the body's electrical wiring system. Over 7 trillion nerves in the human body transmit signals between our brain, spinal cord, and the rest of our body. It consists of two main parts, the central nervous system, CNS, and the peripheral nervous system, the PNS. The CNS consists the brain and the spinal cord. The PNS consists mainly of nerves, which are long fibers that connect the CNS to every other part of the body, but also includes other components such as peripheral ganglia, sympathetic and parasympathetic ganglia, and the enteric nervous system. At the cellular level, the nervous system is defined by the presence of a special type of cell called the neuron, also known as a nerve cell. Neurons have special properties that allow them to send signals rapidly and precisely to other cells. They send these signals in the form of electrochemical waves traveling along thin fibers called axons, which cause chemicals called neurotransmitters to be released at junctions to other neurons called synapses. Nervous systems are found in almost all multicellular organisms. The size of a nervous system ranges from a few hundred cells in the simplest worms to 100 to 200 billion cells in humans. At the most basic level, the function of a nervous system is to control movement of the organism and to affect the environment. This is achieved by sending signals from one cell to others and from one part of the body to the other. The output from the nervous system derives from signals that travel from muscle cells, causing muscles to be activated, and from signals that travel to endocrine cells, causing hormones to be released into the bloodstream. The input to the nervous system derives from sensory cells of widely varying types, which transmute physical modalities such as light and sound into neural activity. Internally, the nervous system contains complex webs of connections between nerve cells and allow it to generate patterns of activity that depend on sensory input. The nervous system is also capable of storing information over time by dynamically modifying the strength of connections between neurons as well as other mechanisms. Now, along with this course, I want to tell you some of the facts about the human brain and the nervous system. Our brain makes 100 trillion calculations every second. The human brain can process 11 billion bits of information every second, but our conscious mind can handle only 40 to 50 bits of information a second. Our brain has 100 billion nerve cells called neurons. Nobody's ever been able to calculate the exact number of nerve cells, but it's approximately 100 to 200 billion. Between them, they generate enough electricity to keep a 100-watt light bulb burning for a day. On hearing, seeing, touching, etc., electric impulses are generated and transmitted to brain and stored in the form of neurons. We learn this through making new brain cells and making repetitions and reinforcing them. The stronger the reinforcement, the better the memory we have. 80 million connections are made each day from age 2 to 19. So from age 2 to 19, we should have good diet. We are programmed to take risks and learn by our experiences. The more risks a human takes, the more experiences he gets, leading to more learned he gets. No one has ever come out with the exact number of neurons, but it's guessed that our nervous system is equal and opposite and identical to our galaxy. The number of stars in the Milky Way are almost equal to the number of neurons in our brain, and the white matter in our brain is identical representation of the etheric space. Why I call this equal, opposite, and identical is that the white matter is the invisible space, and the invisible neurons are the biggest form of matter in the etheric space. Human DNA delays sexual behavior in humans just for one reason, that's learning. Only human DNA takes a decade to learn and invest in learning and then develop sexual behavior. Most human values have been taught to us by the time we are 7. The human brain is much more advanced and efficient and has more raw computing power than the most impressive supercomputers ever built. With approximately, as a number, human brain has the ability to store the equivalent of 2.5 million gigabytes of digital memory, and that is amazing. The bottom line is that the facts about the human brain or the nervous system are still not fully discovered, but is definitely the most sophisticated part of God's engineering on the planet. Because one single human brain is more complicated than all the supercomputers of the world combined. And we are here to study it so that we can take the best possible care of this. As a psychiatrist in this course, I'm going to train you about 3 main areas here: the dopamine, the serotonin, endorphins, and oxytocin. And these are the chemicals in the brain that make you happy. I'll equip you fully in how to produce these and also how to keep them in full supply. And the best part is that I have experimented about all this on myself.